Good morning. It's 7:30 and just got to work. Um, Left the house this morning and it was baking already. It was even hotter than what it was yesterday morning. So I think yesterday we had temperatures up to 42, 43. So I'm assuming it's going to be even hotter today. The only problem is the aircon sort of gives up the ghost. So I've got this little portable air conditioner that one of the members of staff brought in for me. I mean, I'm not the one who actually suffers with the heat. It's everyone else. I love the heat, but even I'm finding it a little bit difficult. So I think really they brought it in for themselves, but they just said, "Oh, it's for you," being a pasty pom. But I'm fine. I'm the one who's okay with the heat, really. So and I'm still there with my long sleeve shirts on, and even when the sun's out. Mind you, you should always wear long sleeve shirts when the sun's out, especially when you're walking, because obviously you want to protect yourself. And I've actually got what's called a mole map consultation on the 19th of February, where I'm going to go and get my moles checked out, just to make sure. Well, everyone does it here, just to make sure you've got nothing untoward going on with your skin, and it is necessary, believe me. So and that's also paid for by my employer, which is fantastic. So they offer some great health benefits, working for the company I do, which is wonderful. Um, it's been a quite it's been quite a reflective week for me, if I'm honest. Um, this was the week 8 years ago that we left for Spain. Now, the other half took the two cats, Lily and Precious at the time, hired a van, and he drove down through France and Spain to get to the new house in Alicante. Now, I knew full well there's no way on earth I was going to be in a van with my husband for that length of time, because it wouldn't end too well. So I flew out with friend Jamie, and we got a flight from Southampton Airport, and we arrived in Alicante ahead of them, so we could sort of get the house together. So we went to the agent, paid all the fees, paid all the money, and we had the house. Luckily, it was already furnished, although it was quite sparse, to be honest with you. And we had quite a big van load of stuff, which incidentally, now we're living in Australia, we no longer have. What it amazes me, because at one stage we had one, two, three properties, and of that time, of that stuff that I had, I don't really have any of it left, none. And it's really, really quite liberating. And anyone who knows me understands that I used to collect, and I collected a lot of stuff. Loved antiques, loved books. Books was my thing. And that's no longer with me. It's all gone. And I've never been happier. Although we own our own house now, so we're having to furnish it and do all those things. But that's part of the next piece I want to talk about. So anyway, yeah, Spain. I always, 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 always will have fond memories of Spain. Now, when I look back to that first week 8 years ago, living there in February in Spain, I know how depressed and down I was. I mean, what normal person moves to Spain in February anyway? The house, the townhouse we had, was on the top of a ravine, and it overlooked Carabassi. So in front of us was Carabassi. To the right was Carabassi Beach and the sea. You could see Alicante sort of just going around the bay. And then to the left, there was El Clot de Gavani, which was quite a naturist trail. They had a lot of bunkers and that from the Spanish Civil War, actually. Really interesting place to visit. So if you're ever in Gran Alacant, go there. It's wonderful, and the walk is amazing. The only problem with it is there's a lot of water there because there's ducks and people go there for bird watching, etc. So you can get a lot of mosquitoes, so be prepared for that. Now, the house itself was built to Spanish standards, not British. And that winter was quite severe. It was awful. I think there was snow in Benidorm. There was hail where we were. Now, when the rain came down, because we were on top of that ravine, and it used to come in from the sea, it would literally hit the front of the house. The windows would leak, the doors would leak, everywhere would leak. There was mould everywhere, absolutely everywhere in that place. Now, if it was in Britain, that place would be shut down. Shut down? It would be inhabitable. That's the word. It would not be allowed. But in Spain, kind of like a bit like a Law of the Jungle, really. It's status is very different. Agents are very different. They don't take care of their clients in the same way that they would in the UK. I'm not even sure if there's laws in place to protect people as they are in the UK. But I suppose English speaking, we would have known anyway. So I think they play on that fact a little bit. Anyway, that was kind of the fun of Gran Alacant. I do love that place, and I do look back with such fondness now. It's taken me many years to look back and think, that place really was home, and I really want to get back there one day. I hope to retire there, and I hope a little bit of politics. I don't really go into politics too much, but I'm hoping this god-awful government in the UK lose, the Tory government. And although, Keir Starmer's got his faults, and, it's like a lot of politicians at the moment. They're not fantastic. They're not good politicians. They really shouldn't be politicians. You need a bit of a personality. But anyway, I hope that Labour change our relationship with Europe somewhat, because it needs to. And we need to get back to good relations with them. And we need free movement of people. I'm probably the last sort of generation, if you like, who was able to go and do the things I did in Europe and live there and work there and enjoy my life, and I wasn't hindered by the red tape. Now, I know I used to criticise Europe. I was one of the worst for it, and I still criticise Europe. But I'm now well aware that you can only change things by being within a group. So whether you're in Europe, whether you're in Australia, you can only change things when you're with a group of people. And you need people around you. So I needed the expat community in Gran Alacant. They were fantastic, wonderful, amazing people. They taught me so much about life. Don't get that so much in Australia. People are a little bit more standoffish here, which is sad. But I do miss, if anything, the expat community. This is also, it's been 1 year since we completed on the house, so it's settlement. So we've been a homeowner in Australia now for a year. It's been good. We pay a lot more into the mortgage than we should, but we want to do that. We aim to pay it off in about 10 years, and interest rates keep going up and up and up and up, and that's fact of life at the moment. We're lucky because our mortgage is fairly low. We didn't go to the limit of what we could have done, and but the house still needs a lot of work. The trouble is, me and the other half like to travel, and we're always traveling, so we never get time or money to go and do the house. I've got money to do it. I just don't have the time to fit in all the things we want to do. We want a new kitchen, we want a new bathroom, you know, it needs to be decorated, you know, you name it, it needs doing. It will be done eventually, I'm sure. But at the moment, there's travelling to do, and because I work so hard, and my husband works so hard, we need that space, that time away, and you know, we don't get an awful lot of holiday here in Australia, so you know, the time we have away, we want it quality time. So we spend a good proportion of our income on holidays, and you know, that's fine. That's what we want to do. That's our choice. Um, it's been a reflective week, as I say. It's been a week that I need to look back on, and I will continue to look back on, um, mainly with fondness. You know, Spain was the big part of my life, and it's the one thing I wish we'd done right, and I was still there. I really do. It would have been very difficult, though. I mean, you don't earn the wages you earn in Australia, and you know that's the difficult part about Spain. But I do miss it, and I miss the people, and I miss the friends, who are incidentally I'm still in contact with 70-80% of them, which is an achievement. You know, I'm in contact with a lot of people from school, but only in recent times. But Spain has been consistent, you know, and that's wonderful. It says a lot about them as people. Very welcoming and very heartwarming. So I will always look back, um, yeah, with sadness that we didn't, you know, we didn't achieve what we set out to do. We're achieving it now, and it will give us the income to hopefully move there when we retire. So things to think about, really. Anyway, have a good week. Lovely to talk to you as ever. I'm going to be suffering in the heat today. I can see that. So whatever you're doing, have a good one. Ciao.